played the boxing game. And what this speaks to, and this is a boxing show, boxing is fundamentally exploitative. I get this as a fan. It's a guilty pleasure. I get it, right? And usually it's fans and networks exploiting fighters, right? We say, we want to see you in blood and guts fights, which risks their health for the rest of their life to entertain us. But here's what's crazy to me about a fight like that. And I remember, when I'm a little kid, Sugar Ray Leonard wins the gold medal. And then you blink, he's fighting Benitez for the title. Then he's fighting Durant twice. Then he's fighting Hearns. It didn't take 100 years to make the fight. But what's wild about something like this is a real super fight, and I said this on the broadcast for Crawford and Canelo, can't be promoted into existence. Right. What a real super fight is, the dust settles in an era, and there are two dudes left standing. There's Ali, there's Frazier, there's Leonard, there's Hagler, there's Mayweather, there's Pacquiao. That's a super fight, right? There's Crawford, there's Canelo. Those are two big fighters of the era. This type of fight, this could easily be at the end of an era, because Teo might be a dude left standing and Shakur could be the dude left standing, right?
I agree. Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? And when I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there.
We have going for us, when a person underestimates you, that's lovely. And that ain't the only thing he's underestimating. So, we're good.
Max Kellerman says this fight won't be easy, calling it danger for Shakur and a true test of his skill.
Aesthetically pleasing fight. We've seen the way Teo goes against some of these boxers. We've seen Shakur in some bad fights, obviously. Although Shakur looks pretty damn good against William Zepeda. Teo's not a pressure guy. He likes to counterpunch. Two counterpunchers, really.
Yes, it is not but there are some fights, guys. I think about Pernell Whitaker and Buddy McGirt, or Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez. I love the high-speed chess match. Not every fight has to be rock'em sock'em robots, right? That is, I agree with you. Aesthetically, there could be problems because someone has to take the lead, and they're both counterpunchers. But Chris, Teo has some angles with his feet that might bother a guy like Shakur.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He has great angles with the feet. He moves greater in the ring. And combination fighter, to me, combinations is the best.
Teofimo stays determined, saying the fight will be a harsh wake-up call for Shakur Stevenson when they finally face each other.
Number one, my mandatory, and he didn't. He was too hesitant trying to commit to punches. So I think that it's just something that's going to be a rude awakening for Shakur.
Hey, Doug, you hear that? He said the Bible of boxing. What else is called the Bible of boxing? It's Ring Magazine. And he's a two-division, Ring Magazine champ.
Great ambassador for those championship belts as well.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm very big on those things. I claimed 2 weight divisions, 2 Ring Magazine belts in.
Shakur's coach, Jack, says they stuck to their usual training routine, but tweaked the strategy this time to prepare him more intelligently.
Trying a few new little things, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's basically the same thing we've been doing. We changed the strategy, but no camp is never exactly the same. So yeah, it's just like always. We may try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's mainly the same things. One of the best things we have going for us, when a person underestimates you, that's lovely. And that ain't the only thing he's underestimating. So, we're good.
Max Kellerman says that while Shakur's power is impressive, Teofimo's strength and footwork in the ring are equally formidable, highlighting his determination and skill.
The thing I like about Teo's style, when you have a guy like Shakur whose defense is that good, and he's not just a guy who's going to hug you, he can box, the easiest thing in the world is just to pick him against everybody.
Right. Yes.
But Teo also has the kind of footwork, Malik, where he steps around guys. And I think about Buddy McGirt, Meldrick Taylor.
Yes.
Roy, where Meldrick had quick enough feet where if you were going to come right at Buddy McGirt, he could box you. But Meldrick could give him angles that were more difficult. I think of Roy Jones, James Toney. If you were going to go at James Toney, forget it. His defense is too good. But Roy had the feet to move around James Toney,
Yes.
and maybe Teo has the feet to move around Shakur.
I seriously doubt it, man. Shakur is a whole different type of animal. His ring IQ is up there with the best. He's getting literally, I don't know how many times we've seen two.
Shakur says people often criticize him and don't give him the credit he deserves, frequently downplaying his achievements and dismissing his opponents as unimportant.
And just kept it moving. I do feel like I am in the situation that when I do make fighters look bad and beat them up, the first thing that they going to run to is, oh, this guy wasn't that good, or this guy is not nobody. They're going to take away from my resume, same way they did with Bud. Just like my last fight, they turned the dude that I was fighting and they say he's a cab driver. But I want to say his fight before he fought me, he fought Nakatani. No disrespect to Teo. Teo had, a majority decision with Nakatani. Lomachenko, it took him 9 to 10 rounds to get him out of there. That dude got him out of there in 6. So he couldn't be as bad as how they made him seem, but I think I'm just in a lose situation when it comes down to it, because anybody that I fight,
This time, he's determined to prove himself and shut down all the doubters.
They're going to act like I didn't fight nobody. Even with Edwin. Edwin is a great fighter, but after I beat him, they're going to sit there and say that he wasn't as good as...
Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia has shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated fight between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. He leans toward Shakur as a likely winner, but stresses that Teofimo cannot be underestimated. Garcia points out that Stevenson's skills, speed, and defensive mastery give him a clear edge, making him a tough challenge for anyone in the lightweight division. At the same time, he acknowledges Lopez's power, determination, and ability to adapt, making the fight far from predictable. Garcia emphasizes that at this level, boxing is often decided by small margins, timing, and key moments, so even a favorite must stay cautious, as a single well-placed combination or tactical adjustment can change the fight. For Garcia, this matchup is a fascinating clash of styles. Stevenson's technical brilliance versus Lopez's offensive versatility. While he favors Shakur, he makes it clear that Teofimo has the tools to pull off a surprising victory.
I would put my money on Shakur, but shit, I won't be surprised if Teofimo surprises us all, for sure. I think I'm underestimating Teofimo a little bit, but I don't think he can make the necessary adjustments to his own style to combat what Shakur does best. But he could definitely prove me wrong, for sure.
Oscar Valdez recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight, explaining why he believes Lopez has a real chance to win. Valdez highlights Lopez's positioning, footwork, and natural counterpunching skills. He notes that Lopez uses his back foot to stay balanced, step back when needed, and take advantage of his long reach to land precise counters. This approach lets Lopez fight in a way where he can take punches without absorbing too much damage, a skill he has refined since his amateur career and Olympic experience. Valdez points out that while casual fans might not always appreciate the style, it's a key part of Lopez's strategy. He stresses that defeating a fighter like Shakur Stevenson requires patience, perfect timing, and smart, strategic pressure.
You gotta hit him first. And Shakur Stevenson, the way he's positioned, the way his back foot's there, and then you see him comfortable, and he's all right, and this is my shot. And you throw it, he just rocks back, or he has that back foot, just steps back, and he has a long reach, so he just counters punches you. And that's part of the game. You get hit and not get hit. And Shakur Stevenson does it to the T. He perfected that since he was an amateur and Olympian, silver medalist, and now he's done it as a professional. You know, maybe not the whole world enjoys it, but the boxing, the pure boxing fan will maybe appreciate that.
I know you tried to do it, and Shakur's undefeated at this point, but like, how do you beat a Shakur Stevenson?
You know, I think how you beat a Shakur Stevenson, if I can go back, you do something.
Teofimo must wait for the right moments to land effective punches that put Stevenson in tough positions, just like other skilled fighters have done against technically superior opponents in boxing history. Valdez compares this approach to past fights where precision and well-timed opportunities allowed underdogs to pull off surprising wins. Valdez explains that Lopez's ability to stay composed, control distance, and land counters under pressure makes him a serious threat. By applying smart pressure while remaining defensively sound, Lopez could challenge Stevenson's undefeated record. Valdez views this matchup not just as a test of skill, but as a tactical battle, where Lopez's counterpunching and strategic patience could decide the outcome.
Make that damage where he has no other option. Now, we all got tremendous fighters who box very well. You got Sugar Ray Leonard to Roberto Duran came, and he ended up catching him. You got Sweet Pete Pernell Whitaker. He was an amazing defensive fighter. So Zurdo Ramirez came in and beat him, and other fighters. So everyone I think time will tell what type of fighter, but I would say a pressured fighter. maybe someone like Pitbull. You know, we know Pitbull has had some losses with guys who are even less defensive fighters than Shakur Stevenson. So Rayo Venezuela and then Gervonta Davis, and then his controversy.
Zach Moses shared his honest thoughts on the upcoming fight between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, confidently stating that Stevenson is likely to dominate. He emphasizes that Shakur's technical skill, speed, and ring IQ give him a major advantage over Lopez. Moses notes that Stevenson's ability to control distance, read opponents, and capitalize on mistakes makes him a dangerous challenge for anyone in the lightweight division. While he acknowledges Teofimo's power and determination, Moses believes Stevenson's experience, composure, and tactical approach will neutralize Lopez's strengths. He also references past fights, like those against Vasil and Modin, to show how Stevenson has consistently handled aggressive opponents, proving that his style is very hard to overcome.
It's a fight against Teofimo, Madison Square Garden next week. How do you see that playing out?
I see him beating the shit out of Teofimo. I see Teo just, I don't want to really say too much, but I see Teo coming to do what he do, and I see Shakur coming to do what he do, and I just see Shakur doing whatever he want, and any type of way he want it, that's how it's gonna be. And next week is a big week, and I can't wait for bro to show everybody, for real.
Should beat the shit out of him. Do you think he's going to stop Teofimo Lopez? Do you think if he wants to, he can?
I mean, he act crazy, I think he can. That's all I'm gonna say. He act crazy, I think he can.
Last one. Obviously, with that fight in the horizon, you want to be involved in big fights like that going down, you know, that New York, New Jersey rivalry. Is that something that inspires you when you see Shakur doing this at the highest level?
I mean, for sure.
Antonio Tarver recently analyzed the upcoming fight between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, outlining what he sees as the only realistic path for Lopez to win. Tarver explains that Stevenson's biggest strength is controlling distance, using angles, and keeping the fight in the center of the ring. When Shakur maintains this position, he naturally has the advantage, making it hard for Lopez to find openings. However, if Stevenson is forced on the back foot or trapped against the ropes, Lopez gains key opportunities to strike. His combination punching and ability to throw both hands quickly make him especially dangerous in close quarters, even against a slick defensive fighter. Tarver also emphasizes that conditioning and mental readiness are just as important as technique in determining the outcome.
In that fight, sort of in the middle, you gotta favor Shakur. But if he's on the back foot, if he's on the ropes, I mean, that's going to give Teofimo a lot of opportunities. And what makes Teofimo, I believe, dangerous in this fight, he throws both hands in succession. He's a combination type puncher, and that always serves well if you got a real slick defensive fighter in there. If Shakur can show us a little bit of that, what he had in his last fight, a lot of that work in the center of the ring, it's going to be an exciting fight. I think you got to favor the guy who's in the best condition, not only physically, but mentally. I think, these guys are going to have to lock in, and they can't let, that intricate, you got to have your personal life in order. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to a fight this big. You know what I mean? That's going to be the key.
Both fighters need to be in peak physical condition and fully focused, keeping personal distractions aside, because at this level, even a small lapse in concentration can be costly. While statistics and traits favor Stevenson as a likely winner, Lopez can make the fight much tougher by forcing exchanges and applying strategic pressure. By keeping Stevenson wary of counterpunches, Lopez can disrupt his rhythm, create openings, and potentially shift momentum in his favor. Lopez's stamina and relentless conditioning give him an edge if the fight goes into the later rounds. Tarver notes that Teofimo has a history of rising to the occasion when others count him out, pointing to his performances against elite opponents like Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. If Lopez can combine his power, precision, and resilience, he has a real chance to challenge Stevenson's dominance, making this matchup an exciting test of skill, strategy, and determination.
Possess?
Yeah, I mean, smart money would be on the boxer, Shakur Stevenson, winning the decision. But, if Lopez can make this fight, a lot tougher than expected, and he's going to have to exchange with Shakur. He's a fast fighter. We don't know who's the quickest or fastest here. You have to give the speed edge to Shakur. But if Lopez can punch with this fast guy, make him a little bit cautious and a little bit leery of what's coming back, that serves him well. But Teofimo is one of the best conditioned fighters out there. If this fight goes late, you can expect him to be pushing forward round 9, 10, and 11 if it goes late.
Yeah, a big question is always like what Teo is gonna show up, and like when everyone's counted out Teo, it's actually been the times where he's like upset people, like against Lomachenko, against Josh Taylor, fights.
Wade Plemons breaks down the upcoming Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight, highlighting Stevenson as a defensive master and a true tactician in the ring. According to Plemons, Stevenson's ability to turn defense into offense sets him apart, making him a modern expert in boxing. He reads punches, anticipates movements, and turns opponent aggression into countering opportunities. Plemons emphasizes that Stevenson's style isn't about taking punishment or relying only on volume. Unlike fighters who focus on constant forward pressure, Lopez will likely need to use his boxing IQ while keeping an offensive front foot approach. Plemons suggests that if Lopez can force Stevenson to lead and fight on the front foot, it might expose potential gaps in Stevenson's control of the center of the ring. Lopez's versatility switching between defensive, counter-punching, and offensive pressure to give him an edge in adapting to Stevenson's movement.
A professor of the sweet science, you may say. And it's not like Teofimo has a William Zepeda-esque style. He's not just going to be front foot, volume punching, eat punches to give punches. That's not how he's going to fight. He is going to try to go boxing IQ for boxing IQ with Shakur, but I assume do it more on an offensive front foot pace than trying to goad Shakur to walk to him. I mean, it might be the best option for Teofimo if he could get Shakur to be front foot and offensive because of maybe the deficiencies Shakur has on the front foot. We haven't really seen him be a dominant front foot control center fighter, but this is why I'm hoping, again, knock on wood, we don't get like a defensive standoff where we're both feinting and no one wants to take the lead foot and both guys want to play counterpuncher. I think that Teo can do both better than Shakur can do both. I think Shakur is probably the better defensive to offensive fighter. I think Teo could probably
However, Plemons also points out the challenge Lopez faces. Stevenson's defensive mastery, combined with his ability to turn defense into offense, makes him extremely hard to break down. Lopez will need to find ways to lure Stevenson into positions where counters can be exploited, but doing so demands patience, precision, and perfect timing. Any mistake could let Stevenson regain control instantly. In the end, the fight is shaping up as a tactical showdown between two highly skilled fighters. Stevenson's defensive brilliance and offensive transitions contrast with Lopez's versatility and adaptability, making this matchup a true test of strategy, timing, and ring intelligence at the highest level.
Talking about, I don't know, there could be a number of things he's talking about. Low blows, rabbit punches, rough clinch work, raking a forearm. I don't really know what he's talking about, but that's hilarious. He's just coming out and saying it. This is when Darren Till was telling Tommy Fury if he started losing the boxing match, he would kick him in the head. This is the same kind of energy, dude. Yeah, hey, listen, I might just do something illegal.
Basically, when you see a fighter like him, it is not illegal to do certain punches and throw certain punches or hit certain areas. It's not, as long as it's not below the belt line. Is that true?
Are you saying
hit
him in the back of the head?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are we talking about? You can't. I'm gonna punch him in the back of the head.
Huh? You can't hit behind the head. I mean,
no, I know. There's rules to it.
Back of the head, you can't hit nobody in the back of the head.
Just saying, you know what?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.